Hey guys, and welcome back to the channel. I'm Zemo, the Dad in DPS, and we are back with another episode of The Good, The Scrap, The Script, a series where I review weapons in Appalachia and see how well they put down freaks. Today's weapon is going to be related to the pit, and yeah, if you looked at the thumbnail, you know what that is. Before we get into it, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Let's get on with the video. Have you had an accident at work that wasn't your fault? This might help. So, accident at work. This is a vampire's 40 power attack damage VATS critical meter, Autoaxe. Now, while it's technically not, well, it isn't a god roll, the VATS critical meter is completely irrelevant. The first two effects make this a very, very, very effective weapon at what it does. Power attack damage, if you don't know already, is boosting the damage of these auto-attacking weapons. So I don't have any mods for it because they are really hard to come by in the first couple of days of the expansion because they cost a lot of modules or stamps or whatever, and on top of that we don't really know what one's the best one yet. Some people say that it's the flamer one, not sure. Either way guys, let's see what it does. So if you've been sleeping under a rock, you probably won't know anything about the auto-attacking weapons that have been basically brought into the game with the most recent patch. And this is essentially a series of weapons that, like the Buzzblade, just essentially hold down the button and they do melee attacks. As you're seeing, completely shreds just about anything, and they just die instantly. Combine that with the vampire effect and you are nigh immortal while you're attacking something. Go up against Errol, go up against the Queen, you're going to be able to just completely Shanghai these things into the ground with just little to no penalty to what you're doing. There is also, for some reason, some disparity in the damage between the first person and third person mode. So if you want to use these weapons, well, this weapon specifically, you want to use it in first person mode because it has greater damage than it does in third person. No idea why. It'll be something to do with the spaghetti code. But yeah, you saw it, they get murdered quick. Now the build is slightly over the place. The reason for that is I don't have all the perks that are required. I typically was using a melee build using unarmed, so I don't have everything completely where I want it to be, but realistically I don't really need it to be either. But essentially Expert, Slugger and Slugger are there because of the what's the two-handed weapon. Basher's there because I was just trying something out. I really need to put more testing into it. I really don't know if Basher works with it. I don't think it does, but you know, it's there. Everything's just like a standard melee build from that kind of point on. We do have friendly fire because there is the chainsaw that has fire mods, so I have been using that with that. Makeshift warrior is obviously to reduce essentially the breakage of the weapon because you're hitting so often, they do break a lot quicker than some other weapons. And then everything else is just to optimize AP, regen, and movement speed. And the reason for that is these weapons do use AP as you spin them, so having the ability to regenerate AP relatively quickly is vital. Now, something I don't typically do with this is going into legendary perks. Now, because you don't have your VATS use with melee with this, collateral damage is actually a far better effect than it is the other ones. There's also taking one for the team because typically you will be going into and getting yourself beaten up, and then there's obviously the legendary perks. I do have survival shortcut because quite often I use this like a Gormon's build, so that is in there as well for that survival chem. But realistically, you can figure out what you want on this build yourself, but that's what I'm currently using. As usual, we're back at Jeff, and we're not really going to give him a chance to wake up. We're just going to lay into him and see what happens. I mean, he's not even managed to wake up before he's dead. Yeah. Amazing. Now, you guys know my history with the Queen and melee stuff. I tend to not recommend it against her in general, but I think when it comes to this weapon, this might be an exception to the rule. And what an exceptional rule it'll be, because I'm fairly certain this is going to turn her into paste fairly quickly. As you're seeing, it's bringing her down. We are taking damage, but we're also regenerating health, And she is down in no time at all. We just need to get rid of that radiation damage. This is the power of these weapons. They are just absolutely redonkulous. Absolutely everything dies. Everything. So, daily ops. Now, the biggest problem with daily ops is getting this bit filmed. Daily ops, you're going to kill enemies. You're going to kill them good, you're going to kill them quick. It's absolutely fine. But when you're in a decryption mode daily op, your biggest problem is that your friend is not the enemies. They kill you really quickly. You can die in like 2 shots, as you can see on screen. You will kill enemies really quickly. You will get loads of ammo from it. But on decryption day, you're gonna struggle in comparison to other days. You could obviously sneak around and use the weapons in that manner. You can sneak always, that's always an option. But when you use these weapons, they aren't typically sneak weapons. And to be honest, unless your build's orientated towards sneak, you're not going to get the full benefit out of it. So would I say bringing them to daily ops is a good idea? Yes, just not on decryption day. So that was today's video, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, don't forget to leave a like, comment and subscribe. If you'd like to support the channel further, you can buy our merchandise, as you can see on the screen, at the Teespring link down below, as well as our super thanks button on all of our videos. On top of that, we also have our coffee QR code on screen, and you can become a channel member. And on the note of the members, let's thank them. So first off, let's thank the Chosen Undead. We have Golty, Deofane Gaming, the BDP, Bubba Doodle Mom, Scott S, TFE Archive, Philip Duda, Call, PT Buns and Peg Night, as well as our Dad's Army members, who are Wyatt Blackburn Bowlers, me, Colin G, Matazbo, Numpty, Sickleman, James Colsford, Prophet 7 Not Back, Country Boy Stevens, Reaper Gaming 92, Victrix, Evil Rat, Follyvore Zanafra, Blue Eagle Productions, and Prince Julius. Big thanks to each and every one of you for your support, it's really appreciated. So yeah, what do I think about this weapon? Well, you have to take into consideration that this thing does not have a mod on it yet. Now, I don't know what the best mod for it would be, but I can safely assume that one of them is going to increase the damage. And yeah, it doesn't need it. It really does not need it. Either way, guys, I'll catch you next time in the Wasteland.